Hey everyone, I want to tell a personal story. At some point, I was in really good terms with this person who was entering the TTRPG industry. Really good terms, like he would send me stuff he was working on, ask me for advice and all that. And to be clear, I was extremely busy in my personal life, and I didn't really have time to give much advice or influence much of what he was doing. But I just need to say I was kind of like in that trusted circle where he would seek my advice and discuss ideas with me and stuff like that. And then we had a very like an ideological difference, which led to us like we stopped communicating, we stopped talking to each other. And then, funnily enough, let's say that he had a more conservative view of things, where and I wasn't making a big deal out of it. I just brought it up and kind of just bringing it up like kind of caused a storm of events, if you will. And I had a more, I guess, progressive liberal view of that. But then another person I was in good terms with, who also would discuss the things they were doing, she had an issue with me for not being enough on the other side. I was too much of a centrist, I guess. I had kind of views that were mostly progressive liberal with a little asterisk for something, and that was unacceptable to her. And so, therefore, in that one single event, that one person on one side and the other person on the other side stopped talking to me. I wasn't conservative enough for one, and I wasn't progressive enough for the other. I'm the same guy, same opinions about this thing, and that happened. Okay, well, and that was sad. It's not fun, It's because we entered this hobby because we like talking to people, we like exchanging ideas. We're like passionate about our ideas and the things we're working on, right? However, one thing that I will say is that none of them turn around to talk badly about me, and I didn't go out of my way to talk badly about them either. I We just none of us did that. One person blocked me on one side, the other one's muted me, but we just as adults kind of went, okay, we had a difference here. I don't think we're talking to each other anymore, but we're gonna move on and do our thing. And I did not go out of my way to shit on their projects or anything like that. In fact, quite the opposite. Quite the opposite. At some point, one of them had an issue with, I would say, with censorship, if you will, and I actually vocally stood up. Hey, that's not okay. Censorship is not okay. And I was also concerned about the other one. I was also concerned about something, and all that I can't even hint at because it's too specific. But my point is that I had people that for a moment, we trusted each other with our ideas, with our projects, with our passions. We had a falling out. We moved on. We went on to do our things. Well, I haven't published something yet, but I'm about to. I promise. It's right around the corner. It's almost ready. I, I'm a busy man in my private life, but it's important that the people you'll hang out with, you have to pay attention to these things. It's kind of like almost like some people have never gone beyond that high school phase where if they have an issue with someone, they'll just say whatever to get people on board with them. And as adults, we have to recognize these people. We have to understand, okay, like who's healthy to be around. Um, if you're with someone who does things that make you uncomfortable, or that you go like, oh, what if tomorrow this person didn't like me anymore? If that worries you, as in they're not doing anything bad to me because we're friends or we get along, but I see what they're doing to this person, and what if tomorrow this person don't like me? If you realize that that's a concern for you, you're with the wrong crowd, or even the people you've attracted to you. Like, and this is not a. I want to be clear. This is not a progressive versus progressive liberal stance. This is just like I think good life advice. Just don't be around people that like you should be around kind of people who are principled and honest, and that that even if they were to no longer like you, they wouldn't do unprincipled things to you. And if you seek out that kind of negative energy, and if you actually relish it, or if it makes you feel good, you need therapy. I don't say that condescendingly. I really mean it. Like that means there's a huge gap in your life. You need to do something that will make you feel complete. And if you think, oh well, the TTRPG hobby is what makes me feel complete, I don't think so. It's not fulfilling whatever it is that's missing in you if you're going out and doing things like that. And I advise that you find. I'm not saying good tabletop RPGs are awesome. They're a hobby I like, but obviously you're trying to use it to patch something that needs something else. A hobby cannot replace other things in life that you need to figure out. This is all I had to say. I think in life you need to be observant. You need to see who's around you. You need to see who you're hanging out with and the people you're attracting with your energy, and see if you're comfortable with it. Um, and this is one thing I never hung around. If I start interacting with someone and hanging out with someone or whatever, and I see things I don't like about how they treat people, even if they treat me like I'm a king, I do not hang around those people because, first of all, it's not the kind of person I am. I don't want to surround myself with that kind of negativity or that kind of energy. And also you seek out principled people who they will treat people with fairness and a code of principles, and not whether they like that person or agree with that person, but like what's fair is fair, or what there are rules, like there should be rules in life, like don't cross certain boundaries, don't lie about things. And these are important factors, like just surround yourself with people who are principled, and as adults recognize that people you might disagree with fundamentally on very important matters might still have a lot of decency in other aspects, that other people that you agree with like a lot more on the surface, you might scratch the surface and realize that there's a core in there that you don't very much agree with. And this is complex, I realize that, but it's like I always say, like human beings are nuanced, and they're human beings, they're people. You cannot dehumanize them just because you don't like them or don't agree with them or whatever, they didn't make you feel good, or you know um, don't surround yourself with people who think it's okay to dehumanize others. And that can be either someone being bigoted, or that can be someone who is so convinced of the righteousness of a moral stance, like that they consider it's okay to dehumanize someone with different values and different opinions, maybe outdated opinions, but even then, like someone who might have a family, who might like need work to put food on the table, things like that. I don't think it's okay to take someone's living away from them. You know, I can't imagine doing that to another person. So yeah, I think it's actually pretty simple. Like you can't control the world, but you can certainly control your surroundings and the kind of energy you'll attract. And I just wanted to put that out there because I think it's just one of those things.